Hello everyone, this is Gorax, and today we're gonna continue Hero Spotlight series where you'll learn how I build my heroes. Right now we covered all of the Ice Blast heroes, but how do you supplement them with supports, tanks, everything that is needed to destroy the content? So in the next few videos, that's what we're gonna cover, and we're gonna start with one of my favorite support heroes for Frost faction here, and that's Feenja. Feenja has been added in season 3, and she's taken over when it comes to supports for the Frost faction, as she's got great healing, which we didn't have previously. The only healer that we had was Gorax, right? So Frost focuses on shields, but now we have access to Feenja, and Feenja, if you pair her with her husband, Theodemir, does a lot, and she's very good early, mid-game, and late-game hero as well. She'll help you clear the dungeons early in the game. So what makes her so special? When we start with her passive, whenever an ally gains or loses a buff, she will heal them. This effect can only be triggered once every 3 seconds, and when we go over her skills, you will see that she applies a buff. Okay, so she does that herself, but the more the buffs in the team, the better it will, the more upkeep on this healing. Also, when she's healing her husband, the healing increase is by 50%. Her battle skill dispel all debuffs from the ally with the lowest HP, which comes very handy, and also she heals them and grants them recovery over time. See this recovery over time, that's a buff. And if we look at the passive again, when ally gains or loses a buff, she will heal, so she will cast an extra heal, plus when the buff disappears, because the buff is for 5 seconds, she will again heal that single target hero. Now her ultimate, look at this, she will heal all allies twice and grant them resistance, which will trigger the passive heal, right? They will get resistance too. Then she will deal twice damage, okay? And she will also inflict blind on the enemies, very handy in the PvP. Now, when the resistance comes down, she will heal again, triggering her passive. So she is healing machine, she's healing a lot, and this is why we will build her with proper artifacts, right? So first of all, as I said, you can build Feenja in multiple ways, but we'll focus on the healing portion first. So you can build her with Gatekeeper's Staff. This will grant her haste, which means there will be a better upkeep on the skills, plus all the overheal will be converted into shield. That helps a lot. On top of that, you can also consider, if you don't have anyone else using it, Solar King's Horn. This will once again do a lot. This will bring a lot of extra stacks, stack up quite fast through the ultimate as well, and will increase the total damage of the team. When it comes to the chest, you want Enlightenment, Moonlight Mantle, which I never have. I never have it. In the past 3 seasons, I couldn't get Enlightenment one. So what do you want if you don't have Enlightenment? Well, you can focus on attack. Attack will help her as well. She will deal damage, and this will also transition well into the offensive build, because sometimes you don't need super strong healing if you don't play Vortex. You just need some healing, right? And Feenja can do that, but let's first focus on this. So what we want to do here is, depending on what you use, you can go for Ancestral Protection on her. This will help the tank survive, as she will be taking the extra damage from the team and the tank, and we'll be looking for something like defense or HP here on the gloves. This once again will help your whole team to survive, and this also means you can use the Oasis set on the tank, which means the tank will take less damage. Now, if you're using her as a tank, and you can do that against the Chief Challenge bosses, Vortex, and other bosses that focus on single target, you can put Oasis set on her, which will once again reduce the damage done to her, and then put Ancestral Protection set on someone else, although, Ancestral Protection set will be still a better choice here to mitigate the damage the whole team takes. When it comes to runes, we will build her with Enlightenment Positive rune and we'll build her with either attack, defense, or if you want blind, accuracy rune with enlightenment and skill haste as the substats. This will grant us as much enlightenment as possible as her healing scales with enlightenment and targets max HP, which means really we don't really need to focus that much on enlightenment as we still have a 20% base HP of the target, right? So this is why there's another way to build Feenja, and this is the offensive way, and this is a way you will build Feenja when it comes to goblins and early dungeons as well. So how do we do that? As I said, we will use this Moonlight Mantle to have that chance to boost the healing, right? So we'll go for attack and enlightenment here, and then we can change the sets, right? So since she's not doing much errative damage, we're not gonna use this set, although it has an extra enlightenment, right? But the better set here will be Emissary Whisper, which will grant her attack and haste, and also when she releases an ultimate skill, she will gain an extra damage. So that's what we will be looking for. And again, enlightenment and attack. Obviously, she will not be the main damage dealer because we're not gonna build her with crit rate and crit damage. We don't really need that. But this way we can build her offensively. And attack percentage here. If you get quite a lot of attack, you could consider exchanging this for an artifact such as downpipe organs. If you are using a tank that can use solar horn, you can use that, or you can go for the chest of radiance as well. This will grant your team an extra damage boost through increasing their attack power. Now, obviously, Feenja is quite mandatory in the current content that we have. She excels really well with Theodemir, but let me know in the comment section what you think about Feenja when she's been introduced, and hey, if you've been using her since then.